Welcome back, everyone, to another episode here of 20 Questions with Carlos. He's one of my close friends. I've known each other for quite some time here, about a decade probably, give or take, 12, something like that.
We'll go with a solid decade.
Yeah, we'll go with a decade, yeah. Carlos here has done many things since I've known him, many different jobs, careers, successfully done all of them. Every time he gets into something, he pretty much dives full 100 into it. So we're going to dive right into it with our 20 questions here today with Carlos. First question, what is the best thing you've ever done for yourself?
Happy to be on the show. Best thing I've ever done for myself was fail, and get better and better and better.
That's probably one of the best answers to that question I can even imagine getting. What would you say is your favorite place that you've traveled to and why?
Rome, ancient city. Inside the walls.
Quick answer, man, right here.
Yeah, definitely. Because they keep everything that's communism in the world as we know it, they keep it outside the walls.
Okay.
So like the Colosseum and all that, that's inside the ancient walls.
Gotcha.
There's a record store in there, so it's kind of funny.
A little tidbit of information. So here we go. Question number 4. What is the scariest thing you have ever done in your life?
Scariest thing I've ever done, probably gotta say the cave in Arizona. So the cave is in Arizona, and it ended up being like a 6-hour tour, but like we all thought it was gonna be like a walkthrough. Yeah, we were like doing the whole crawling helmet thing. Just to say, if we didn't stop at Walmart to get some clothes, one of us would have died.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Made it though.
Okay, fair enough. What did 15-year-old you want by the time you were 30?
To be alive, shit.
Okay. That's a valid thing to want?
Actually, nah. I thought about that because I pretty much did a good checking off of my list. Because given my rap sheet of work, I've done a lot of work. I wanted to be behind the camera. I did it. I did like a movie set, TV set, film set. I did the shows.
Yeah.
So like I got a good amount off my list. Now it's just like, what do I want to do for the rest of it? Because like I don't want to say it went trial and error, but like I figured it out in like the area of which you can excel at, and I was like, all right, I'm good. Next. Yeah. Okay, so the way I've always pictured it, like I've done a lot of my wants. Now I'm doing a lot of my needs.
Okay.
So that's like,
I do.
Yeah.
All right. What advice would you give someone who's thinking, before I ask this question actually, little rewind here.
Be right back.
Carlos here actually, a few years ago when I was starting to develop life choices up here in my mind, Carlos was one of the first people I actually approached because at the time he was still finishing off his degree in film at school, and we went out for dinner, and I was actually approaching Carlos to see if he wanted to be like my videographer back then, because I had this idea, which is what you guys are now watching, Life Choices. And shortly after that, Carlos kind of made like a left turn on all of us, didn't tell anybody at all. He just started doing this other thing on the side. He was doing another side hustle, and he was actually going after the stand-up comedian gig, which he's been doing for a few years now. On and off, getting the idea, getting the feet on the ground basically. So my next question is obviously has to do with that, which is, what advice would you give someone who is thinking of becoming a comedian? Since you've been grinding it out for the past couple of years in that field, what would you give someone as advice that is like just starting to think of that idea?
Always have a job. Always have a job. Have a job.
That's it.
Keep a job. Never quit your job. It takes 10 years to become an overnight success.
Exactly.
Don't quit your fucking job.
True facts. Does take 10 years. Nothing just happens in one night.
Tell us a joke.
What childhood event do you think helped mold you into the person you are today?
Probably the grind I saw the adults in my life do. Like, I had a mentor who always had 2 jobs. He's the one who taught me like sailing shit. I learned how to scuba dive when I was like 17. Like, I learned how to do a lot of white people shit at a young age. just saying, like it's the benefit of it is I've raked it over and over, and it's enjoyable. But like at the same time, hustled watching my mom work 2 jobs
Absolutely.
while I was like a jit. So you know what I mean? So like seeing all that, that's why like when I started at Bradley's or the other jobs, I was working at Best Buy still. And then when I got those 2 jobs, I was selling shit to people at Bradley's for half off from Best Buy, but I'd make like a 30% profit.
Right.
So like I'd
Yeah.
always like work.
We're always doing something.
I went from sun up to sundown working because I didn't know like how not to.
Right. Because all you saw growing up.
I didn't know chill till I was like 21, you know, or like 25. I didn't know chill. So then,
So your environment definitely helped you out with like becoming
Yeah.
who you are.
I see y'all live right across from the hood,
Yeah.
ish, like ish. But I've seen all this to develop. None of y'all are from here, right? Y'all from here? You from here? The camera from here? None of y'all?
No.
Yeah, no one's from here, right? Yeah, I've been here since I was like 7, yo, 7. I knew your brother before you knew South Florida. I knew you while you were still rocking fedoras and shit. Straight up. So yeah, man. But I still get it though. Like I've been here since I was 7, but like
Yeah.
I still get it. Like yeah, born here. I was like okay. I seen horses traveling on 441 jog. Now you know there's malls and shit. Like City Place. City Place was the first place I went to skip from high school. Like I've seen it all, but the joy of my life is that I saw what the payoff was with all the hustles. Like that's
Right.
why I can talk about Rome or talk about Greece. And,
Right. Well, because I know you've taken your mom actually on a
Concerts.
handful of different trips as well.
Yeah,
because you're at that
trips.
point now where you're able to actually, say thank you to her for what you saw growing up, getting you to
Yeah.
where you are now. Exactly.
Exactly. There you go.
But
See?
what
Next.
what are the 3? Well, being that you have a history of film and you've studied and you graduated from film school, what are 3 of your go-to movies to rewatch?
Crash, Crazy Stupid Love, and it is Seth Rogen film.
All right, I can get behind all of that. The question is, what does current you want by the time you're 50?
By the time I'm 50,
Which is a fair bit of time, if anyone's wondering. We're not going to divulge the exact age of
family,
it. Okay.
and I want my needs to be done. All right, I'll give you details, fine. Like certain project, like a book project I want done. Like a certain short film I want to produce. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's where I'm talking about when I said in the beginning, like failing all the time. It's like I ain't worried about that.
And we don't worry about failure anymore because we understand that
But
all
it's
those
just the
failures
time, yeah.
is just lessons, which puts us in the situation that we're in now, where we know what we're going to end up being at 50 is already there. We just gotta check those things off the list, get that.
And that's
that
like
book.
my needs list. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was right. It's the needs list I was referring to. Like I did a lot. That's why we're all so much older, but like we've gone through it 3 times over. Over there. I'm like, he knows what I'm talking about. But
And FYI, the kid, as some of you know from other episodes, is just hanging out on the offset right
I
now.
on the couch.
Yes.
But essentially, yeah, complete my needs.
Yeah.
And that's like, I like the idea of coming home to someone who wants to hear my bitching.
Exactly. I get you. Yeah.
That's it.
All right, someone to share those moments with. So here's number 10. Question number 10 on 20. We have, if you could have a conversation with any 3 comedians, living or dead, who would they be?
Dave Chappelle, Dick Gregory. I have to be a comedian, so I'll go Eddie.
Eddie?
Yeah.
That's so funny. So we actually, like, the kid and I have been watching, the past couple days, we've been watching both Eddie Murphy Raw and Delirious.
But Chris Rock's like, I don't know if, so hip hop always has this thing with a top 5.
Mhm.
Like, it's even Chris Rock made a movie regarding it, but like everybody like mentions the top 5 they have of rappers. Like,
Oh, yeah.
So Chris Rock, like I'd have to throw, because he was my late ones that
Okay.
I'm up smart.
Yeah.
But essentially, like the one that broke the mold for me were those.
Those ones.
Those two.
I'm not familiar with the second one you said.
Dick Gregory.
Yeah, I'm on
Old school.
Old school? Okay.
Yeah, like the big fro. He looked like he looked like Frederick Douglass, but he was like his jokes were like very like controversial to
Okay.
the point of where he was turning the heads. It was like when
Ahead of his time.
verbally and mentally, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucked.
I mean, Dave Chappelle. I mean, I grew up watching the Dave Chappelle show, so like, in the Block Party, like that was pretty much my teenage years. So like Dave
Dave
Chappelle.
Chappelle, the block party. I was 14. I had a slumber party. My homeboy goes, "Yo, I got this VHS." I was like, "All right, what?" He's like, "There's this comedy guy, Dave Chappelle." I was like, "Never heard of him."
Yeah.
14 dudes doing a slumber party. Let's do it. Yo, like 2 hours, just fucking dying, like the crying, laughing you do, like when you're a kid. Like I didn't smoke, nothing, like, and that was what broke the mold. That was it.
Yeah. I mean,
And then I was completely oblivious to the fact how, like, growing up, I was so naive to entertainment. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, how's homeboy doing this? And you see them doing something else. You're like, oh, this person doing a commercial for tampons was a fucking tennis star. Like, you don't know anything. Like, I didn't know any of that shit. The first time I knew it was when I saw Muhammad Ali in the '96 Olympics when he was
Yeah.
doing the torch, the twitch.
Yeah.
That was when I was like, why the fuck's this guy? Why would they have him twitching
Right.
with a torch climbing a fucking hill? And I was like, oh, he did all that.
Yeah.
that's-
Exactly.
It's like my world and my life. So that's
Yeah.
like
It all comes full circle.
a lot of mercy.
Yeah.
And on that note, we're gonna wrap up part 1 of 20 questions with Carlos.